I'm told that Brandon Herrera is in the running, and there's a good chance that he might be nominated as the ATF director. As I'm told that Kash Patel is more than likely going to be the nominee for the director of the FBI. Two solid picks. We know what Brandon Herrera has said. He said he will whittle away and cut and slash from inside, and then ultimately recommend that the ATF be abolished. This bill, it's H.R. 374, and it's entitled Abolish the ATF. Now that bill is very short, so I'll read it to you. It says the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives is hereby abolished. Another person has stepped forward to foster some good stuff. Eric Burleson, he's the representative out of Missouri, and he has said that on day one of Congress, January 3rd, 2023, he is submitting the bill Abolish the ATF.
Hey, I'm Congressman Eric Burleson, and my first day in office, I filed a bill to repeal the National Firearms Act. In addition, I co-sponsored a bill by my good friend Matt Gaetz to abolish the ATF. He's leaving a vacuum behind. Well, I'm happy to announce right now that I'm stepping in, and in January I will be filing the bill that Matt Gaetz sponsored to abolish the ATF.
How's it going, everyone? Whiskey and I taking our walk. I'm a little bit sick. Shouldn't be out here, but you know, when they screw everything up for you and you no longer have a house with property where you could just open the door and let your dog out when you're sick, you know, so you don't have to deal with the elements. Well, around here, hold on. Whoa, look how fast you're running, Whiskey. Look how fast Whiskey's running. Oh, that's a fast doggy. Look at Whiskey. Let's get this on. Anyways, I didn't want to, you know, they're just doing their job, city workers, but this ain't about putting them on the spot, any audit stuff or whatever. I was just curious about that because I asked him one of my, you know, I presented that question in one of my other videos about how in the hell does that work. Turns out this ice skating rink is not an actual ice skating rink, right? It's an ice rink, it's plastic. So there's special skates involved that you wear to roll around on that plastic pad that makes it almost like ice skating. Well, I mean, that's cool, but I had no idea about that, right? But anyways, so we get a shout out to my friend Bubs, sent me a couple of videos about this subject, and I haven't had a chance to go through them yet, but I'll go through them, and the important stuff I'll clip into this video. But what we got here is Brandon Herrera possibly being appointed to the ATF, to head the ATF, and this is somebody whose view is to abolish the ATF. And as it turns out, we also have a bill being pushed through to abolish the ATF. You know, I'm skeptical, but you know, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong on all this stuff. Maybe things are gonna take a turn for America. I'm having a hard time believing it and accepting it because of just business as usual, how it's been. But who knows? You know, I don't want to sit here and I'm not going to form a full opinion. I'll believe it when I see it is my thing. But at the same time, I want to let you guys know what's going on. And I appreciate Bubs very much sending me this information. He's right on it. Just as it come out, he sent it to me. And I appreciate that. You know, that's helpful for me to be able to, you know, it's good for anyone to be able to be one of the first few on the subject, right? So I appreciate that very much. And as I've said before, Bubs is strong supporter of Second Amendment, or rights all around, but he pays real close attention to Second Amendment stuff, and he's a big-time gun rights advocate, and, he keeps himself knowledgeable about this and keeps up to date what's going on. And so I'm going to review this stuff, and we'll clip some stuff in.
So as the incoming president of the United States, Trump is currently busy picking his cabinet. With the help of the Avengers of politics, Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy, Tulsi Gabbard, RFK Jr., essentially just trying to make sure that this incoming government will be full of as many based people as possible. And a few interesting names have been thrown out there. So RFK Jr. has a website where he's actually crowdsourcing nominations for potential roles in the incoming government, which I actually think is a pretty rad idea. I mean, God forbid you give the people more choice. Sounds like a real threat to democracy to me. Anyhow, I was informed that my name was brought up. It turns out I was nominated for the head of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, aka the ATF. Now, the ATF is the regulatory agency behind the firearms industry. Also technically alcohol, tobacco, and explosives, but, well,
let me guess, this isn't about the alcohol or the tobacco.
It's mostly just a gun regulatory agency. They're the ones responsible for things like approving tax stamps if you're buying an SBR, suppressor, anything like that. Also for regulating FFLs and SOTs, like federal firearms license holders. They're also responsible for a lot of dumb fucking rulings as of late. But yes, on that website where people are being nominated for these positions, my name, despite me never telling anybody to go vote for it, is now at the very top of the list, which is not something I had in my 2024 bingo card, but has been a very fun development. I mean, hell, Vivek proposed firing 75% of government employees. I know an agency he can start with. Look, I don't know what the actual likelihood of something like this happening is, but my God, this would be one of the most legendary appointments Donald Trump could ever make, and one of the funniest. Because there's nothing I would rather see more than the headquarters of the ATF turned into a fucking spirit Halloween. The same thing, in fact, that just happened to the Kamala's Wins Twitter page. Weird. Now, of course, there's limitations on what you can do as the ATF director, so I couldn't, for example, repeal the NFA and repeal the Hughes Amendment and everything like that. If it was a bill that was passed by Congress and, written into law, then you need Congress to undo that law. It's just how the Constitution works. However, you can have a lot of fun with interpretations and definitions. Like, for example, the Hughes Amendment that doesn't allow you to register machine guns after 1986 also says that the ATF can open 90-day amnesty periods, where you could then, in that 90-day period, add as many machine guns as you would like to that registry, like California Freedom Week, except for the entire country, and with machine guns. That sounds like something an ATF director could legally do. And let's say, just hypothetically, if one did do that, and then all of a sudden there were a lot more machine guns added to the registry, so many so that one could potentially argue that machine guns are now in common use, as the Supreme Court has deemed anything in common use is protected by the Second Amendment, and therefore not bannable. I'm just saying we can have a lot of fucking fun with this. I know we're getting a little wishful thinking on this one, but my God, there's a real potential that in 100 days, we could undo 100 years of unconstitutional regulation. And I hope it happens. Just as another example, the National Firearms Act defines a suppressor as any device that silences, muffles, or reduces the report of a portable firearm. It does not, however, say by how much.
You can hide things in vocabulary.
I've also committed, because I frankly find it hilarious, that if I were to be picked by the Trump administration to be the director of the ATF, I would be donating my entire salary to no-kill dog shelters. Also, I would make the ATF stop using these targets for training.
And as always, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Anyone who's new to this channel, thank you very much. You'll find different content on my channel. I'm doing First Amendment audits, but I'm also doing all kinds of other subjects that has to do with our freedom and just us as Americans all together. And so appreciate all your support. And with that said, I want to give a shout out to two good channels, dudes that are doing some real good stuff. And I'll leave a link. Everything I post in this Brandon Herrera's channel, I will, I'm probably not saying that name right. I feel like I'm not saying it the way Bubs was saying it. But I will post links to these in the description. and also these two channels I'm shouting out. But one is, I've shout out already a couple of times, Mike Ball's channel. And for anyone who's like, especially the biker related content, but Mike Ball does on his live streams, he gets in a lot of political stuff. Real good views, and he don't disappoint. And also then from there, I want to shout out, very importantly today, is San Joaquin Valley Transparency. Excuse me for maybe getting this stuff sounding messed up. I'm trying to get over this cold. It's a battle when you're fighting through this cold temperatures. Having to, I really shouldn't be out today, but my dog needs to go out, right? Anyways, San Joaquin Valley Transparency. Shout out to you, brother. And anyone. Chances are you guys have heard of any of these channels before mine. They're all bigger than me, and I can appreciate that. And but for the First Amendment audits and stuff, then you want to check out, if you don't know his channel or haven't checked it out, San Joaquin Valley Transparency. Check him out, especially with this First Amendment stuff. He's to me, he's one of the GOATs and of this community. And he's quite a large channel. But he's different than the other ones who are as big as him, or some of them a few bigger, because they want to act like, the problem is a lot of these guys get big and suddenly they want to discourage anyone else from doing it. And I think that's because they don't want no competition. But for me, it's not about competition. It's about, we're not going to make change if we don't stick together on this stuff. If we got too many people trying to act like they're the big shit in it, and then they in turn end up censoring other people because they don't realize it, but they start doing that, and that ruins this whole community, and that ruins the whole movement. Okay, we're not going to be able to make strides on our rights when we got people fighting amongst each other and not sharing the wealth or whatever. But the thing is, I've shouted out, and I'm not trying to I wonder about Chili anymore. I've shouted out Delete Laws several times, put him in my videos. Not that it's doing any big boost to him, but one viewer is one viewer, right? However many see it from my channel and then go check you out. Hold on a minute. Sorry about that. I had to let my hand warm up for a minute. It's freaking cold out here. Like I said, I shouldn't be out here. I got a friend that wants me to help him with some mechanical work. Trying to make sure I get, feeling better enough so I can help him with that. And I got a couple other people need some help with some stuff, which I enjoy, being, it's just, man, it's rough when you're sick. Anyways, so, the thing about these, so look, I've followed Delete Laws since he first got on YouTube. I've followed Brian at Here's the Deal channel, also Disturbing Illusion, but I followed him since almost the beginning when he was High Impact Flicks, okay? And I've shared his stuff on my website and also in some of my videos, but these guys give crickets. And I got a lot of respect for Brian, and so I'm not trying to cut on him, but look, I reach out to these guys, especially them two, and there's been several others of the bigger names I reach out to for, hey, can you help me get some traction on my videos, right? I'm not asking for any monetary shit. I'm just asking for you guys to do what you do with your channels. Shout me out and let people know what's going on here so we can get some results. So they, so if they know the eyes are on them, they'll quit fucking me over so hard, right? But these guys ain't interested. And my suspicion is because my channel isn't big, so I ain't offering nothing back to you. Well, that sucks, because that's what I'm saying. My shout out to Mike Ball and San Joaquin Valley Transparency. Those are two different kinds of content. Both great content. And both people run their channel great. I don't know, with the audit community, there seems to be bickering back and forth about some of these channels. But I'll tell you what, right now, San Joaquin, both of those channels shout you out. They don't care. You don't have to be some big monetary supporter. They appreciate it, of course, like anyone would. They're doing their work, trying to, but they're not afraid to just shout everybody out and give everybody their due proper attention, and they're not ignoring people, right? Whereas, you know, some of the ones I had respect for, I'm not saying I've totally lost respect yet, but, you know, man, that's a tightrope right there, because fine line, because, you know, when you don't get any of the respect back that you're giving out, that sucks, you know. And so San Joaquin, he shouts me out, and he, not just me, you know, other people, hey, any of you small channels need some help, right? I've already gained a couple of followers, not a whole lot yet, from both channels, Mike Ball and San Joaquin. So I appreciate that very much. You know, that's just more than words can say about that, especially someone struggling like me on it, right? But so San Joaquin sees a couple of my comments in his live stream. He shouts me out. Then he gets a hold of me. He goes on my channel, watches one of my videos, gets a hold of me and says, hey brother, I subbed to you, which I appreciate very much. These other dudes that, you know, they're supposed to be a part of that, they don't sub back or nothing, right? San Joaquin did, and David, I think is his name. You know, I don't want to, sorry if I'm getting any of this information messed up. After I'm done taking whiskey on his walk, I gotta go through my videos and send him one. He tells me, send me one that you think is a good video of yours, and I'll share it, do whatever, and help you get some subs. I appreciate that very much. That goes a long way. Even at this point, even if he didn't, he's already helped me gain a couple of subs, and that alone right there speaks volumes. You know, I appreciate that, and I'm sure anyone else in this situation with the smaller channels also appreciate that, right? Anyways, we'll get in here and go through these videos. Once again, thank you very much, Bubs, and for getting to me on this stuff, getting it over to me, and let me know what's up. I appreciate that. Appreciate it very much. And also, the two channels I shouted out, Mike Ball and San Joaquin. I'm probably not saying that right, and I apologize, but thank you guys very much. So let me just add this part in there. You know, one of the reasons I appreciate the help to grow my channel is because I am trying to get to the level of monetization. There's people who claim they don't want to monetize. Well, I do, and there's a reason for that. I do accept donations and stuff, but I'm not trying to. That's to support my channel. But the fact of the matter is, I want to get it to the level of monetization so I can continue what I'm doing without having to ask everybody else for help. So, because you have, what they want, nothing else, is for me to give up and take some shit job where I gotta work non-stop hours just to be able to catch everything up and get back on my feet, right? Well, the fact of the matter is that, you know, that's what they want. But because they refuse to stand up and honor, they don't want to fix any of this shit, then my goal is to give a full commitment to staying the way I'm doing things and keeping our public servants under watch. And the way to do that is to get my channel grown enough for monetization, you know, so this channel can support itself and we can continue this work and even venture out further, you know, around our surrounding areas to get all these people, you know, under the microscope. But, you know, back on the, back on the whole Second Amendment thing, yeah, you know, the ATF needs abolished. The ATF is technically an unconstitutional organization. All the alphabet organizations are unconstitutional. So I say get rid of them. Shall not be infringed means shall not be infringed. So anything brought about by the government that goes any way against your Second Amendment rights is a violation of your Constitution, right? Let's be clear about that. Come on. Come on. I'm not going that way. I'm too cold. So let's be clear about that. Stay vigilant. Stay on top of it. and let's protect that Second Amendment. And, you know, as I should, if you agree with the stuff on there, show your support. Anyways, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep all of his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For God will bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. See ya.